It was a peaceful Monday morning, and you were still wrapped in the warmth of your blanket. You slowly opened your eyes and firstly stretched your arms out from under the blanket. But before you could enjoy the peaceful morning, you heard the metal sound of buckle. You frowned and opened your eyes fully to see your husband for only 2 days, Jungkook. He was standing in front of the full length mirror now, buttoning the cuffs of his white school shirt. His jaw was clenched like always. You pushed the blanket away and sat up, staring at the wall clock, which was striking 8:45 a.m. You had barely 15 minutes to get ready. Jungkook, why didn't you wake me up? I also have to go to school. He didn't even turn his head. His fingers continued fixing his tie with practiced precision. You blinked at his rudeness. He grabbed the bag, walked to the door, and without even glancing at you, walked out. The door clicked shut. You let out a tiny sigh. You are so dumb, Ian. How you could thought that he will tell you anything? Aish, he's so arrogant, grumpy man. You muttered under your breath and rushed to the bathroom. After taking the quickest shower of your life, you came out changed into your school uniform, which luckily you had ironed last night. Tying your hair into a ponytail, you applied a lip tint and grabbing your pink school bag, you checked the essentials and rushed downstairs before your rude husband left for school without taking you with him. As you reached the dining table, you saw Jungkook having peaceful morning breakfast, completely forgetting that he had one piece of wife. You forced a tiny smile. The maid approached you politely. Ma'am, please sit down. I will serve you the breakfast. You nodded with a light smile and sat down across from him. She served you the breakfast. You picked up a piece of bread and took the first bite, but suddenly Jungkook stood up. Your body reacted automatically. You stood up too. After setting the slice back into the plate, he frowned, looking at you. Why did you stand? You blinked innocently at him. Because I also have to go to school. Don't you remember? I got transferred into your school, and also it is my first day there. I don't know anything. You can guide. He let out a cold breath through his nose, cutting you off. I know that, but you are not coming with me. Your cute button eyes widened. Why? He shrugged slightly, looking away. Because I don't want anyone to know. Your jaw dropped. What? But we are married. That's exactly why I don't want rumors, so it would be better if we stay away from each other. Your heart sank hearing that, but you still nodded your head. Forcing a light smile. Okay, I understand, but at least drop me at the school gate, just the gate. I will walk inside alone. He looked at you for a moment. You blinked at him, making puppy eyes. He exhaled as if it was being forced into unnecessary inconvenience. Fine, he muttered and walked out. Your face brightened instantly. You rushed to roll the piece of bread and shoving it into your mouth, you hurried after him. As you walked out, you saw him already sitting in the car. You rushed towards the car. Your school bag was bouncing on your back. Jungkook looked at you through the rearview mirror and groaned in frustration. You opened the car door and sat beside him, chewing your bread quietly. Well, you thought it was quiet, but to Jungkook, every chew sounded like a drum. His grip on the steering wheel tightened, but you didn't notice the change in his expression and continued chewing, as if the 90 years old grandma got her teeth back. When your chewing became unbearable for him, he blurted out, Can you stop? You flinched, startled. Huh? Stop what? He groaned, making these weird sounds. He pointed at your mouthful of bread. You gasped, Oh, this, I'm just eating, and. Before you could finish, the bread piece slipped from your mouth and bounced once at your skirt and then eventually landed right on Jungkook's white shirt. You froze while his eyes widened before turning sharp. Aish, I'm so sorry, I didn't. Jungkook groaned and glared at you. What did you do? You gulped and looked away, being scared. With an exaggerated sigh, he pulled the car over to the side. You frowned. He reached into the dashboard and took a tissue and then thrust it towards you. Clean it right now. Your eyes widened even more. What, me? No, the ghost sitting in the back. Of course you. You gulped nervously and leaned forward to clean the bread stain. Your hands trembled slightly. He sat stiffly, refusing to meet your eyes. The moment you finished, he started the car again, making you make weird faces. When the car stopped outside the school gate, you unbuckled your seatbelt quickly. Thank you, you whispered, and not expecting a reply, you opened the door. After stepping out, you ran towards the school gate. Jungkook watched you disappear into the school building and then sighed, looking at the empty seat beside him. His eyes landed on the water bottle lying on your seat. He groaned while running a hand through his hair. Ish, this girl. He picked it up and got down the car. Meanwhile, you were walking quietly through the hallway when you noticed the few boys standing near the vending machine stop talking when you walked past them. One of them whispered, Who is she? She's pretty. Another nudged his friend. She must be new. You ignored them and walked faster. Just then, someone called your name from behind you, Stephen, but you knew that was anywhere. You turned around slowly to see Jungkook. He was standing on the other side of the hallway while holding your water bottle. Just at the same time, from the other side, the school's most popular girl, Lena, walked in with her two minions who were trailing behind her like shadows. She had a perfect ribbon, perfect makeup, perfect everything. Her eyes widened the moment she saw Jungkook calling your name and her jaw literally fell open. She whispered, No freaking way. You blinked and walked towards Jungkook. You called for me. What happened? You asked him softly. He held up your pink water bottle without much emotion. You forgot this in the car. Your eyes brightened instantly. Oh, thank you. I totally didn't realize. Sorry for the inconvenience. He didn't respond. He didn't even acknowledge your smile. He just turned and walked towards his class, but you stood there, smiling shyly like an idiot. Your cheeks were burning with a blush you couldn't hide. Lena and her minions marched towards you. Hey, you're from looking at her. Yes. She crossed her arms over her chest, glaring at you. Her minions did the same. Why did Jungkook give you the water bottle? You raised an eyebrow. Excuse me, why should I tell you? Lena scoffed loudly, walking few steps closer to you. Listen, you better stay away from him. You cross your arms too. Oh, really? And who are you exactly? You stared at her for 2 seconds, then burst into laughter. He's what? You said while wiping a fake tear from the corner of your eye. You leaned a little closer to her. Come on, stop being delusional, dear. Her cheeks flushed with anger. You leaned more forward and lightly tapped her cheek. Wake up to reality, sweetheart. Then you winked at her and walked away. She groaned, clenching her hand into face, but you didn't care. As you walked into the classroom, Jungkook was already sitting in the last row, earbuds in. He was staring out the window. A few birds from the front seat noticed you. It was not your fault. You were beautiful. That's why you always catch the eyes. One of them shook eye waved at you slightly. Hey, you are the new student, right? Come here, I can guide you in studies. You smiled gratefully, then looked at Jungkook, who was now looking at you. His jaw was slightly tightened now, but you completely ignored him as you knew he won't give you a seat beside him. You looked at Shukai and said, Really? Thank you. He patted the seat next to him. Yeah, sit here. You sat down beside Shukai and leaned closer to show you the schedule. Jungkook had slowly narrowed and his finger tightened around his pen. A pang of jealousy twisted in his stomach, but his face remained blank, expressionless, cold. Shukai smiled warmly at you. So, what subject are you good at? Oh, literature, I think. Perfect. We have the same class. I will help you. Your smile widened. Lunchtime in the canteen, the cafeteria was crowded and loud. You grabbed a tray with rice, kimchi, and soup, walked around looking for a seat. Your eyes landed on Jungkook. He was sitting alone at a corner table near the window. You took a deep breath and walked towards him. Jungkook, can I sit here? He looked up at you and didn't even let you finish. No, you can't. Go away before someone think we are a couple, he said coldly. Your heart dropped straight to the floor. Oh, okay, you whispered. You lowered your head and started to turn away, but then you saw Lena arriving with her minions. You rolled your eyes. She pushed past you with a smirk. You scoffed and walked few steps to find her for an empty seat, but then you heard her sweet voice from behind. Hey Jungkook, I'm sitting here, she said confidently and sat down without waiting for his permission. You turned to see her sitting with Jungkook, your eyes narrowed. He didn't send her away like he sent you. Of course, he doesn't mind. Your throat tightened as you walked away with your food tray. Jungkook looked up at the exact moment you walked away. His eyes softened. He didn't like seeing you hurt. He didn't even like Lena sitting next to him, but he still stayed quiet because he didn't know how to deal with the strange feeling rising in his chest. Time skip at home. You were sitting at the long dining table while aggressively stabbing your chips in your bowl of pasta like it was your responsible for all your suffering. Jungkook was sitting across from you, trying not to stare but failing miserably. You jabbed the pasta again. He flinched slightly but continued eating. Just then you coughed. Jungkook immediately reached for the glass of water and extended it towards you without a word, but you didn't even look at him. No thanks. You picked up your water glass and started gulping it down. Jungkook stayed still for a moment, his hand still held out. You placed the glass down and stood up without even bothering to say a word. You headed upstairs to your room. Jungkook looked at your food plate, which was still filled with pasta. He slowly lowered his glass, his lips pressed into a thin, guilty line. He stared at your retreating figure, and his chest tightened strangely. After finishing the food, he cleaned the table, washed the utensils, and then walked upstairs slowly, hesitating at the bedroom door before opening it quietly. You were already asleep. A soft beam of moonlight was falling across your face, making your skin glow like brooklyn. Your lashes rested gently on your cheeks and your rosy lips were slightly parted as you breathed softly. Jungkook froze at the doorway. He swallowed, looking at you. Then slowly he tiptoed towards the bed and lay down beside you. Keeping the distance, he placed his hand under his chin and stared at you. His ears turned red instantly. She's so beautiful, so innocent, he whispered, barely audible. He kept staring at you, and you didn't even realize when his own eyes fluttered shut. The next morning, the morning sunlight streamed through the curtains of your bedroom. Jungkook was still sleeping peacefully, but then his peaceful sleep shattered, and he woke up to the sound of drawers opening and makeup brushes tapping. He sat up groggily while rubbing his eyes. Then he saw you. You were standing in front of the mirror doing your makeup. You were wearing a skirt. His eyes narrowed. Hey, you can't wear that. You looked at him through the mirror with tired eyes. Oh, and why not, huh? His mouth opened, but nothing came out. You rolled your eyes. No one knows in the school that I am married, right? And you don't want anyone to admit that I am your wife. So why should I act like a shy, innocent bride? His jaw dropped hearing that. He absolutely didn't expect you to say something like that. I didn't mean, he stuttered while looking at you. You fixed your hair while applying a little more lip tint on your lips and then grabbing the school bag you walked out before muttering, I'm getting late, get up. You walked out, leaving him startled behind. He stayed at the doorway, completely speechless. For the first time, he had no comeback. He quickly stood up and, after doing brush, he changed into his school uniform, skipping the shower today. At breakfast table, breakfast was silent. You ate calmly while Jungkook couldn't stop glancing at you, then looking away, then glancing again like he was fighting with himself internally. After eating, both of you left for school. You were walking down the hallway when you saw Shukai jogging towards you. Hey, Vayan, I need to tell you something, he said with a bright smile. You blink, huh? He scratched his neck nervously. Can I get your number? Don't take me wrong. I'm asking because I will send you study notes. You looked down awkwardly. Oh, thanks for the favor, but I actually don't own phone. You lied as you didn't want to give him your mobile number. He stared at you like you just said you were born in some Jupiter. Huh? Come on, don't lie. Kids are born with phones nowadays, and you're in 12th standard. You said, forcing a tired smile. Yeah, but I don't have a phone. Shukai blinked in a display but then nodded. Oh, alright then. You can come to my house after school. I will explain everything. Your eyes widened and you opened your mouth to say no when a cold, sharp voice cut through the hallway. If she is refusing, then why are you forcing her? You turned around to see Jungkook. He stood there with hand in his pockets, eyes dark and intense. Shukai gulped. Oh, Ryan, is he your boyfriend? You looked at Jungkook. He was looking back into your eyes. No, he's not, you said in a soft voice. Jungkook went completely still. The hallway became silent without meeting Jungkook eyes anymore. You walked away quickly because if you stayed one more second, your eyes would burn. Jungkook stared at your retreating figure, speechless. A dull ache formed in his chest. It hurt him. The school garden was quiet, filled with the soft rustling of leaves and distant chatter of students. You sat alone on the old wooden bench, staring at your shoes, kicking a tiny pebble again and again. You felt exhausted, emotionally drained. Everything from the morning weighed on you. You wrapped your arms around yourself tightly, and then you heard footsteps. You didn't need to look up to know who it was. Ryan, I need to talk to you. You didn't even turn your head and kept staring straight ahead. Go away, I don't want to talk right now, you whispered. He said, rubbing the back of his neck. He was not used to you ignoring him. It made him restless in a way he didn't understand. Before he could speak again, a confident voice interrupted. You both turned to see Lena. She was walking towards you with a big smile plastered on her face. Hey! She smiled brightly at Jungkook. Her face was full of attitude and she was holding a bright red rose. Your stomach tightened. You already knew what was this. She stepped right in front of you and clicked her tongue. Hey, you! Can you move away? I need to talk to Jungkook. You clenched your skirt. Jungkook turned his head towards you lazily. What's the matter, Lena? She flipped her hair and glared at you. Jungkook, first ask her to go. I don't want to talk in front of her. Jungkook eyes hardened. He looked at her and said coldly, no, she won't. Say what you want in front of him. Your eyes widened in shock as there was possessiveness in Vi's tone. Lina's smile twitched. She clearly didn't like that, but still she turned towards Jungkook while blushing and extended the rose towards him with shaky hands. Jungkook, I like you. Your heart stopped and your throat tightened painfully. You lowered your head before your eyes could spill tears. Jungkook's jaw dropped, slightly shocked. Lina slept closer. Please accept it. There was a long silence, then very slowly Jungkook inhaled deeply. Sorry. Lina blinked fast. Sorry for what? He shook his head. I already have a girl in my life. The rose slipped from Lina's fingers and fell on the ground. Your eyes snapped up wide and confused. Lina's voice cracked. What girl? Who? Jungkook turned his head towards you. Your breath froze. He took one step closer to you and then another. As he reached you, you looked up at him with wide eyes. He smiled gently and taking your hand, he pulled you up. Lena was standing there, shocked. Jungkook looked directly into Lena's shocked eyes. My wife, he said with calm certainty. Jeon Wayan, she's my wife. He said and looked into your eyes. Your heart beat so fast that you thought it might burst. Lena grabbed her hair in frustration. No, you are kidding me. This can't be. Since when you? I don't think I ever give you this much importance in my life that you ask this kind of personal question to me, Lena. He glared at her. Lena's lips trembled with humiliation. Jungkook looked down at you and then his expression softened completely. I only like her. Your eyes widened and your cheeks turned crimson red. You what? You whispered in a disbelief. He leaned closer. His voice was barely audible. Yes, Ryan, I only like you. Lena groaned loudly, stomping her heels into the ground before storming away, but you barely heard her. You were staring at Jungkook, at his eyes filled with something warm, something raw, something you had never seen him before. You breathed shakily. Jungkook, what are you saying? He looked at you like you were the only person in the world. Sorry, Ryan, I hurt you. I myself didn't even realize when I fell in love with you. You are my wife, and no one can take your place in my life. You are my everything. Both of your eyes met, and the sudden electricity pulled you both closer, forgetting that there existed the world outside.